Hi, I'm James Wilkinson and I've been a travel editor for over 20 years. On this show, we're going to take you to some of the world's most amazing destinations, from the big cities to the great regional areas. We'll go inside some of the world's best hotels, bars, restaurants, galleries, and much more. Right now, we're in New York City, and this is Wayfarer. Welcome to the Conrad New York Downtown. We're about to give you an insider's guide to this great city, starting right here at this luxury hotel. So it's a great hotel for business and leisure travelers, isn't it?
Perfect, James. It really is two different hotels. During the week, we're a conference and business hotel, and on the weekends, we're here for, lower Manhattan and everything there is to explore, which is very different in summer and winter.
Especially for this part of New York as well, downtown now getting busier. There's a lot more shops now. There's a lot more bars, restaurants down here.
There are, and I think it surprises a lot of people that haven't been down here for a long time. Some people say I haven't been down since September 11, and they come to see the memorial, obviously, and discover that it's one of the most vibrant areas of town where some of the best bars and restaurants are in the city as well. Plenty to do outdoors, and then of course in winter there's the ice skating rinks and the beautiful shopping malls as well.
That's a lot of shopping downtown now.
There's a lot of shopping downtown, but I also think it's so easy for them to walk to some of the wonderful sites down here, all within a 15-20 minute walk. Yeah. So it's a wonderful space to be.
And the ferry straight to New Jersey, literally at your doorstep here.
Literally, across the road. The best view of Manhattan is from New Jersey, without a doubt, from that ferry terminal. It's beautiful.
Now, when we talk about things in the hotel, you've got a great restaurant here and bar as well, don't you?
We do. Atrio Bar and Restaurant is great. It's off the lobby. It's very vibrant. It's where we serve breakfast. Very popular at the bar for snacks, food, afternoon cocktails. Any time of day you can get anything you like there. And of course then in summer we have our rooftop bar, Loopy Doopy.
One of the best rooftop bars in New York, isn't it?
It is. We've had it for 5 or 6 years. It has a very famous cocktail, the Loopy Doopy Boozy Pop. It has this amazing view of the Statue of Liberty and New Jersey.
Like you said, it's great for leisure travelers and business travelers, so you can have your meetings during the week and then obviously stay for the weekend and enjoy downtown.
Well, you can. We get a lot of bleisure, as they call it now, or sometimes mum or dad comes in during the week and then the family joins on Friday night. So we have wonderful weekend leisure packages as well. Extend your weekend. Yeah. You get 50% off the Sunday night. So we find now a lot more people are doing 3-night weekends, but certainly quite a number of people bring their families now. Something
popular here as well, you've got great meeting space in the hotel, don't you?
We do. We have 30,000 square feet of meeting space. So in Lower Manhattan, we are the largest hotel with meeting space, and it's very versatile as well. So we get wonderful conferences and meetings and social galas as well. So it adds to the vibrancy of this very open environment down here.
Well, being a nice Friday night in summer, I think I should go up and check out Loopy Doopy.
You should. It's a nice hot Friday night. Let's go.
This is Westfield at the World Trade Center in New York City. It's one of the most modern and newest malls in America, and right now we're giving you an exclusive tour. Westfield World Trade Center is one of the largest shopping complexes in Manhattan with 125 retail spaces. It's home to some of the world's biggest brands like Kate Spade, Dior, Bose and Mont Blanc, alongside specialty stores such as florists and cafes. Above the mall is the Oculus, one of the most architecturally striking buildings in Manhattan. And next to it is the Freedom Tower, home to the One World Observatory with incredible views of New York City. We're here 102 floors above Manhattan at the One World Observatory, and you have an incredible view of all of New York here.
We're so glad you're here with us. We have 360-degree views for 70 kilometers in every direction.
And it's a journey in itself just taking the elevator to come up here to this floor.
That's right. We want to remind locals and visitors alike that New York has a storied history. What we do is we illustrate how it's transformed from an island of forest to an island of skyscrapers. And here, of course, the crowning one at nearly 400 meters high.
And if you look at what you can see from up here, like we said, we can see all three New York City airports, Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, Midtown Manhattan, New Jersey, Long Island. It's quite an incredible view.
That's true. It's the most unique view. We have our harbors, we have our islands, and we have the surrounding countryside.
You get a lot of visitors every year, but it's a very popular attraction here in Lower Manhattan.
It is indeed. One World Observatory draws about 2.5 million people every year from all around the world.
You're going to get days where it's going to be a little bit cloudy, but on a day like today, it is absolutely spectacular.
That's right. In fact, sometimes clouds can be our friend because they paint the sky in a very, very interesting way. For those that don't know the landscape well, we have a digital iPad experience that decodes the skyline for them. Every major building is labeled. In fact, 40 sites they can touch and fly to with video.
If you take a photo, if I come here in 6 months, it's going to be a different photo because the skyscrapers keep changing in the city.
That's right. New York is always growing. Every year we would need to redo the photography.
So it's always a good excuse to come back.
Indeed. We have great iconic architecture by world-renowned starchitects, if you will. And we have great new restaurants, everything from Italy and Le District, and then great shopping.
Yeah, and accessible too, isn't it?
It is. Every major subway line in the city ties up here.
So if we could ask you what the most popular view is of up here, what are people taking the photos of the most?
I would say our bridges along the East River, the Brooklyn, the Manhattan, the Williamsburg, of course the Statue of Liberty and our Verrazano Narrows Bridge and Ellis Island. Those are things that you can only see from here.
Well, it's truly one of a kind experience, and thank you for having us.
We're very pleased you came.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
After you've done the One World Observatory experience, hop down to the 101st floor to One Dine, where you're going to have a new Amsterdam, which is a modern take on the Manhattan. Cheers. Welcome to Blacktail, where you could be forgiven for thinking you've just walked into a bar in Havana in Cuba. It's got one of the best rum lists in the world, and fittingly, when you walk in, they give you a daiquiri. One of the greatest bars in New York City, and Laura, people come here not just for the cocktails, they come here for all this amazing artwork as well.
Yeah, so one thing we really wanted to do here as Blacktail is give you the full experience as if you're in Havana during Prohibition. Out in the lobby area where we are now has a lot of pieces that we actually got from places all around Havana. But in our main bar and our stairwell, you're gonna see pictures from Vern Evans, all from one photographer that has been photographing Cuba for the past 20 years.
Amazing. And then when people walk in, they get a daiquiri on arrival.
Correct. I felt it was really important to be greeting people. We've got these big menus, so you need something to sip while you're trying to pick your next cocktail.
Yeah. And also, your straight up daiquiri is probably the best daiquiri in New York City.
Obviously, fresh ingredients are super important. The fresh lime juice, we use a rich cane syrup, but our secret is our Blacktail white rum blend. So it's to mimic things that you would get in Havana. And it's 4 different rums that we're blending together to put in our house daiquiri, our house pina colada, our mojito. It's really kind of our house white rum.
Now, a bit of a secret that not a lot of people know about is you have little name plaques at the bar, and these are the people who I guess you wished had come and sat down, and that would have been their stall.
Exactly, yeah. So Hemingway, of course, is in the center of it all, as he kind of put Cuba and Havana on the map in some ways. But all of the plaques actually are for people that did go down to Havana during Prohibition, so you would have seen them, you would have been sitting next to them. It's kind of get a feel of that. And the whole bar itself is actually thought out from the slope of the bar itself, the way it was in Havana. It's an immersive experience.
And a very fun bar food menu.
It's an American Cuban feel, because Cuba is not something that is totally known. You know, you've got the Cuban sandwich. Sloppy Joes were created in Havana, which a lot of people don't know, which is fun. Our rice and beans dish is excellent. And desserts, you've got to have a tres leches on there.
Sounds amazing. We're going to try some now.
Yes, please. Absolutely. So nice to have you guys.
Coming up on the next episode of Wayfarer.
Ingredient driven, try to be very seasonal, has an Italian thread to it.
So most of our rooms have a great views that can look towards the Oculus, towards Seoul, toward East River.
There are similarities, but there's your identity and my identity, which reflects in the food.